Thank you very much. I am short on time here, and I have a long speech, so I apologize, but I'll try to read through this fast. I'd first like to start by thanking Clarion University, Clarion Athletics, and Rich Herman, Scott Courtney, and obviously the entire Hall of Fame committee. I'm extremely honored to have been chosen to be a part of such a prestigious group of people, and without you, this would not have been possible. I want to also thank everyone who came here today to support me and honor me. You all mean so much and truly have been a huge part of my success. Unfortunately, with only 7 minutes, I cannot personally thank every single one of you like I'd like to do, but I do want you to understand how grateful I am for you all. Some of you may not believe this, but when I was a little girl, I was actually very backwards and shy. It took everything in my mom to push me out of the door while dropping me off at school and lock the doors so that I couldn't claw my way back inside. My parents were both very athletic themselves, so their instinct was to get me involved in sports. This was to help break me out of my shell. So off to T-ball I went. I think they quickly realized that catching, throwing, and hitting balls around that was not my thing. So there I was, standing in the outfield, picking clovers and doing these things called cartwheels in the outfield. I obviously was begging to quit. My parents did what any good parents would do. Tough love. We don't quit in this family. Finish what you start, and when you're done, we'll start you in gymnastics. I was excited and relieved that the season was over, but absolutely frantic at the thought that I was about to start my very first gymnastics class. I made the deal with my parents that the only way I was going to do it is if my sister did it with me. So there we were at the front door of Betty Bainey's gymnastics gym, and my mom pushing me out of the car, locking the doors, and my sister dragging me up the stairs to my very first class. It didn't take long after that we quickly realized I was forever a changed little girl, and my sister was free to have her own life back. Traveling meet to meet, nationals to nationals, and winning gold medals, I had a hunger and deep competitive confidence that I never knew was possible. I had goals and dreams of one day being an Olympic gymnast. My parents knew I was limited at the gym I was at. It was small and had outdated equipment. All the surrounding gyms were quite a distance away. So they decided if they were basically going to be spending the rest of their lives, or my life, at a gym, they might as well open up their own. This gave not just me, but many other little girls and boys like me an opportunity for their dreams to come true as well. Maybe I'm a little biased, but I'd have to say our gym was one of the best out there. Not just in skill or number of gold medals, but because of all the other hardworking gymnasts and dedicated parents that we called family. We all knew the value of the word team, and though we competed as individuals, we also competed as a team. It took a lot of time, dedication, and hard work from not just us gymnasts, but also the parents to make this happen. I don't think the kids ever showed the parents enough gratitude for the opportunities for success that they had given to us. And for that reason, I want to personally thank the few of you that are here today. Being a new mother myself, I can now understand the amount of love you parents have put into every countless hours spent with us at every practice, meet, training camp, and gym sleepover. I'd have to say that those were some of the greatest times of my childhood. 8 years later, going into my sophomore year of high school, a level 9 gymnast, close to reaching my goals and stretched out ligaments and tendons in my shoulders, I was faced with a choice: quit gymnastics or get a surgery and still probably quit gymnastics. I was lost. My life seemed a little purposeless at the time. I didn't know what to do with myself and all that extra time I now had. Mom to the rescue. She researched sports that ex-gymnasts do, and there she found it, diving. I'll be honest, I didn't even know diving was a sport. But this is how it began. So here we are at high school diving. We had a high school with a small pool and a diving board, but no specific diving team or a diving coach. I was a sophomore, and the swimming and diving team had already started, and with no coach or no school that would actually hire one for us, we were in a frantic search to find somebody who would teach me the ropes. I was fortunate enough that the first year we had a small group of gymnasts and parents who decided to take the leap with me, and we all worked together to help find a coach and pay his wages so that we had an opportunity to learn and compete at our fullest potential. This is when we found Jerry Irwin. Jerry is one of the most kind, gentle, but crazy energetic men I know. I remember walking into my very first practice, and there he was, a 70-some-year-old man, running laps around a wet pool floor, climbing the railings and jumping on and off of the balcony, just trying to exercise, and obviously giving us all heart attacks. I have to say we had some great times. I'll never forget his many told stories that were all very humbling. As I'm sure you all know, as athletes, you spend more time with your coaches and your fellow teammates than you do with your own family. With this being said, there were some tough times. And as Jerry and I like to joke, there are times that I would fire him, times he would fire me, and times my mom would fire the both of us. Jerry was always very thorough, and I thank him for that. I remember every season I spent more time walking on a duct tape line on the pool floor than I spent on a diving board, just trying to improve my approach. If you ask Coach Rovat, that was my worst enemy, was that dang approach. But I'll tell you, good or bad, it took me the entire way through my high school career, winning MACs, WPIALs, and the PIAA state championships. Jerry was so proud, and I know he always believed in me too. Looking back now, I now know why he made me spend so much time on that taped line on the floor. Because in life, it's all about your approach. So here we are, searching for colleges. We came across a really incredible program with so many prestigious student athletes, and obviously one absolutely amazing diving coach who had more credentials than any other out there. Clarion University Swimming and Diving. I honestly could talk all day about my time spent here at Clarion University and how it made me who I am today. But I know I'm running out of time, and like they say in Vegas, what happens in Clarion stays in Clarion. I know I'm just kind of kidding about that, but here's what I will say though. I've never been more moved, changed, and grown so much in my life than I was in my 4 years spent here in Clarion University. This is my home and my family. To my teammates, you truly are my brothers and sisters, not just my best friends. From exhausting Christmas trainings, mental blocks, 5 a.m. practices, morning fights, smacking, bad, late, or no call-outs, 3-meter optionals in the morning, bulk or break punishments, and slipping on chamois, which, Coach, you'll never do that again. To 3-meter slip-and-slides, county seats, trampoline wars, sleepovers, our bigs and littles, dance parties, homemade dinners, dream catchers, smelly van rides, Easter bunnies, nationals, music playlist, tube sledding, our Uncle Dave, flipping back seats, decorated lockers, makeshift restroom stops on long trips, mullet t-shirts, national gag gifts for Coach, wing dinners with Coach, locker room shower talks, not with Coach, birthday extravaganzas, homemade piñatas, free water bottles, synchro diving, $5 footlongs, the junk closet with absolutely everything, bon qui qui, fun practices with Kimmy Rovat, lifesaver callouts from Coach's office, bears in the woods, Alf, and to forever memories with lifelong friends that I call family. I could never ever tell you what an impact you have all made on my life, and for that, I love you all so much. Unfortunately, I wish I could go into the many details and tell you the many tales of our team, but this would be inappropriate. So one of the things I am going to tell you about, and what is true about our team, is that whether you graduated 20 years ago or currently on the team today, we never truly just graduate and leave. We are the true meaning of the saying, this isn't goodbye, just see you later. Past and current memories are still being built today as I stand here before you, and I'm so proud to be a part of that. I'd have to say that Coach Rovat is the center of it all. He hasn't just created a team, he's created a family full of countless generations who supports and encourages each generation as they form. Coach Rovat isn't just a coach, he's a mentor, a friend, and a father figure. I'm standing here today not because of my pure self-determination, but because of his coaching, his determination, dedication, and love for not just his student athletes, but the sport itself. He's always placed our needs before his own. It wasn't about winning for him either. It was about reaching our individual's greatest potential, all while bettering ourselves physically and mentally. I'll never forget his genuine concern for our well-being and success, whether that be in the pool, in our studies, or in our personal lives. He's always realistic and never made us place our sport before our education. And like he always said, your education and goals for the future come first. No, this didn't get us out of practice, but it did teach us the right mindset, a good work ethic, and a reality that there is a life and a future after diving. What he taught me is that through the hardships of life, we can't just give up. We trained and conditioned not just our bodies, but also our minds to help us overcome. And when we need that extra push to get over the mountain, we have our family of support to help grab our hands and pull us to the top. I can confidently say that he is one of the greatest and most influential coaches out there. As one of our national t-shirts say, the man, the mullet, the legend. Yes, I said it, mullet. I will never forget that first time I walked into my first practice and there it was, a mullet. And this was in 2007. He's come a long way since then, and I'd have to say we like to credit our class for bringing him out of the 70s and 80s. In all seriousness, though, let's talk about this legend for a moment. Many of you may not know this, so I'm going to lay it all out there for you. I want you to see how this man has not just impacted my life, but so many others out there. Here's just some of his stats. He's been coaching for 27 years. He's coached 279 All-Americans in 27 years. He has been named NCAA Coach of the Year 24 times in his 27 years. And in his 27 years, he's generated 46 national champions. There's only been 3 years that Clarion University and their diving team did not bring home a national champion. That's unheard of. This is the reason why I came to Clarion University. Something else you may not know is that Coach Robat was an outstanding diver himself. But I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to leave it right there because I know one day he's going to be standing up here where he so rightfully belongs, getting to tell everyone his story. I know I'm out of time, but I'd like to quickly touch on a few other important people in my life. My grandfather. He has been a huge part of my life since I was born. He has always been there supporting me and my siblings in all of our sports. There was a time in our life that we didn't think he was going to be around anymore to share in our successes. Through multiple heart attacks, bypasses, and living on only 20% of a working heart. But you would never know it. His heart was giving up on him, and he wasn't giving up on life. He finally got that heart transplant that we all were praying for. And we are very blessed to be able to say that he is in this room with us today. Through his trials and triumphs, he's taught me strength, perseverance, and the importance of life and how precious it is to live it to its fullest. To my older sister and younger brother, Devin, Brett Favre said it perfectly when speaking of his siblings. We competed, we fought, we ate. We competed, we fought, we ate. But in all honesty, I wouldn't have it any other way. We had so much fun growing up. I think the three of us can agree that our competitive nature is what defines our friendship. Whether it just be a friendly spinning, kicking fight on the floor in the living room, or a hat-tossing contest broken out into the hallway. We've always made the best of our times together throughout all of our busy careers. And I don't think I could ever say enough how much I love you both. My husband, Ed Renninger, also a Clarion alumni, and the amazing father to our Clarion baby girl, Ava. I don't know what I would do without them. I didn't get to know Ed till my senior year in Clarion, but I thank God every day that he brought us together the way that he did with such precious and perfect timing. Ed and I coincidentally had the same major and all of the same classes. We just never spoke. I can't say, though, that we didn't glance from time to time. We were in a facilities management class when we were paired together for a group project. We both happened to be in failing relationships and needed each other's friendship. Ed was always such a gentleman. He would walk me to morning practice every day, mostly because I was still scared of the dark. But we kept our developing relationship to ourselves until one day, walking to morning practice, Coach pulls up in his truck and and asked us to hop inside. I guess it wasn't a secret anymore. And looking back now, I'd have to say that was for the best. From there, the rest is history. He is exactly what I was missing in my life. And as Coach stated to my mom at Senior Nationals, thank God for Ed. And he couldn't put it any more perfectly. Ed, I could never tell you enough how much I love you and how proud I am of who you've become and what you've done for me and our family. Together as a team, let's keep winning at this thing we call life. To my parents, God bless them for raising 3 very athletic children. I honestly do not know how they kept up with all of us, never missing any competitions, meets, tournaments, games. Everything they ever did, they did with their children in mind. We always came first. They worked multiple jobs, my dad working countless hours, days and nights at the mill, my mom putting herself through business school, all while working and raising 3 children. Even though it was tough and a struggle, they never let us see it. And we never went without. They have taught me to work hard, and work harder to earn our wants, achieve our goals, and line our futures. I credit their hard work and dedication to their children and all of their success today. This is something I will forever keep with me while raising my children. And for that, I thank you both and love you both so much. Lastly, I'd like to end with this fact, that all of these memories and blessings that I have in my life, I give it all to God, and it wouldn't be possible without him. Thank you all.